Hi Leo, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. So my ascendant brothers and sisters, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see, I should have said us, but you know, what the week ahead has in store for Leonine energy. And this week we get, I'm a bit apprehensive because I've seen our February reading and I'm like, all right, actions and path ahead. We've got the Page of Cups, all right? So this week, I invite you, my dear Leonine energy people, sun, moon, or rising, cross watchers. No shade, no shade. Just tea. Sorry, I'm just being a dork. You guys know me. Your Page of Cups and your actions and interactions with the world at large. This is a week to trust your intuition. Pay attention to what your gut says. Pay attention to what your feelings, your dreams especially. This is a week to really follow your creative urges. It's a week for you to really pay attention to what comes up. You might be prone to visions this week. You might be prone to, you know, those little moments where you go off into a reverie and it's kind of like you can see a whole scene unfold. You could be prone to a lot of this week. And because you've got this in your actions and your path ahead, it looks like whatever you're intuiting, whatever it is that is coming to you intuitively or creatively, you know, your creative expression of yourself, Leo, right? Creative energy, fun, boundless, vibrant energy of the sun that wants to create, that wants to give and be light and life itself. The fact that you've got this in your actions, you're giving form to that. Like whatever it is that you're seeing in your mind, whatever it is that you're feeling in your intuition, you're giving form to it. You're bringing it into actualities. For some of you, this could be something that you've been working on for quite a while. For some of you, this is about really saying to yourself, right, how do I, in the spirit of play and creativity, bring this thing that I've seen in my mind into actuality? How do I make this a tangible, real thing? I love the Page of Cups because it's got such a gorgeous, dreamy kind of energy about it. And what it asks you for is to create. It asks you to utilize everything that your intuition is saying to you. This is what you're about. This is what you do. This is where you want to be, where you see yourself. This is inviting you to take the steps to start creating it, right? As the saying goes, you are the architect of your life. This week, you are laying stones. You're laying foundations in order to create stuff. Beautiful, beautiful. Communications with the world at large. We've got the Earth Mother, which is actually the Empress. Communications look blessed this week. You could get some really good news, especially when it comes to things that you've created, things that you're doing. You could hear something that just truly makes your heart sing. The Empress is Lady Venus, right? So she brings those kind of blessings and abundances to us. The fact that you've got this in your communications and conversations, communications take a turn this week that could be very prosperous for you. That could open up different or new avenues that you hadn't considered, that could take whatever your ideas and intuitions are and start to really bring them into the tangible and give them thought and give them form. I mean, if you look at her, she's pregnant, she's beautiful, she's abundant, she's got a staff and her wand there, she's surrounded by like beautiful geese. This is such a gorgeous card you see there, and she has the cornucopia of plenty. This week you could really start to understand how blessed you actually are this week by tapping into that energy of I'm already blessed with what I have. Is going to open up that spirit of this could really go much bigger. It could be so much greater. This is where you're welcoming in prosperity and abundance, and you're doing it with the way that you talk, with the things that you talk about and the communications that you have. You could find this week that you're having conversations that maybe you never thought you could have. This is a really gorgeous week so far, and I'm really pleased because I know that February is going to have its moments for us Leos, but well, Leo ascendant here, but you know, so same energy. So this is really nice to see. It looks like we start at least on a high. All right, so money and materials, it goes from good to better. We've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is a gorgeous card for money because this is about synchronicity. It's about finding yourself in the right space at the right time. It's about finding a connection with people that can make your dreams become a reality. This is about really having those moments where things open up and expand for you. The Wheel of Fortune is actually ruled by the planet Jupiter, and so therefore it has that expansive sort of growthful energy, but it also reminds you that whatever experience you've had is transitory. They're all transitory, right? The good ones, the bad ones, and it's that constant cycle of the wheel. I mean, this card in this deck, the Green Witch Tarot, is the Wheel of the Year, and if you look closely at it, you can see that it's got all of the festivals, you know, Samhain right through to Beltane, and it talks about continuity, right? It talks about, oh my gosh, I just remembered something. I had a conversation with a friend just recently, and in my conversation I kept seeing an eagle, and there I'm seeing, okay, right, now I'm paying attention because I'm like, not that I wasn't before, but you know, money and materials looks good this week, and it really is asking you, if you had that magic wand, how far and how big would you take things? But ultimately, use your intuition to ask yourself, what does it look like? What does the dream, what does the goal, what does the hope, the aspiration, what does it look like? Money and materials looks good this week. In fact, it looks blessed because it looks like whatever you have, somebody else through some sort of conversation, through some sort of connection, is going to show you how to get the most out of it, how to get even more out of it than you kind of thought was possible at any given moment. When it comes to health and vitality, this looks really good. I mean, it's actually a really great week. I'm hoping that there are more of these. I know there are going to be some moments of February, as I keep saying, but I want everyone to be prepared. If you haven't seen your February reading yet, check it out. It might give you an understanding. Love and relations. So this week we get the Seven of Wands. For those of you that are single, it does look like the feeling that I get from this is it may very well be that someone says, oh, you know what, do you think you're too good for me, or do you think you're too good for anybody? It really isn't that. This week, Leo, especially, you're so focused on your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, even your bag, right? Even your money. You're focused on all of these things so much more than anything that love has to offer you at this moment in time. And your Seven of Wands is basically you saying, I'm going to stand at this viewpoint. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I just know that I don't have the time to devote to a connection with anybody. And that's the whole thing. When it comes to relationships, Leos are very, very loyal. We put our heart and soul into everything that we do, right? If you're putting your heart and soul into whatever it is that you're doing at the moment, you don't really have that energy then to divert onto a partnership. So if somebody kind of questions you in that respect this week, just let them know it's not that, it's just that I don't have the time at the moment. For those of you that are partnered, slightly different message, but still very, very similar. This week, you really do need to check in with your partner and let them know where you're at. You know, let them know why you may be distant, why you've had your nose in the laptop for 12 hours a day for the last week. It's, you know, especially when it comes to relationships as well, this could be a week where you are going to be asked how to stand your ground. You know, and when I say that, what I mean is for some of you, especially when it comes to relationships or people that you've been with in some way, shape or form, your Seven of Wands is basically you kind of not necessarily even laying down the law, but certainly having a handle in the way that things are going to go from here. You know, having more of a handle on it, so to speak. Really interesting week. So we've had two cards jump out. for the key to the week. And those cards are the High Priestess. Remember what I said about your intuition this week, Leo. You've got to trust your gut. Anything that you can see, that you can envision, that you are intuiting, you have the ability to bring it into the tangible world, because then we've got the World card. These were the two cards that fell out, right? I mean, that for me is plain and simple. Whatever you are seeing, whatever you are feeling is about to come to light. You have the chance this week to really set things in motion for them to become what you probably never even considered. This is a really, really exciting week. It's a very powerful week. The other thing with the World card as well, it really shows you where you're done with something, you know, where it is that you've completed something. And if you look at that, like that whole complete motif, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune there as well. Definitely going to be a really interesting and very powerful week for us, for sure. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you would like to get your place on the Mindset Magic course, you can do so on the link in the description box below. And the Retrograde Survival Kit is currently £10 off, so you can get yours in the link in the description box below. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.